It is Monday the 5th of February. We're starting off live now, 2 minutes to 8. We're a little early. Wanted to test the system. Starting a couple of days down the road, we have a new system that will be monitoring our feed, and it will give you a 5-minute countdown to the live shows about to start. And some of the issues that we're going to deal with tonight are why we have the show called Monday Night Raw. We're going to monitor the feed because if for any reason we're having any difficulty, we will relocate. We already have a second location in case they're blocking, already set up to run. And that's serious because they're playing games. They're playing games. There was a court judgment today that I am very happy about, and we're going to discuss that as well. Former Central Bank Governor Jawala Rambaran just tagged me in his response to the government passing the Insurance Act finally. And as he said, give Colm his jacket. I don't know about that, but we will deal with that issue and others. It is the 5th of February. Welcome inside. We're going live. Share the video, let them know we're here. Wake it up. Every group, every page, everybody, and tell your friends when you share it to them, share it too. And husbands, stop blocking your wives from watching the show now. They gotta wait till you go to work in the morning and watch it. Let them watch it. Tell them it's politics.
I visited Parliament Chamber, witness an
Where they block?
a bang, bang, bang of only politicians. Well, rated their performance and style, talent and endurance. A bang, bang, bang of parliamentarians. Politics that encourage hate, making good folks discriminate. Bridges replaced by gates. Nurturing racism, prejudice and tribalism, multiculturalism, amalgamism from the UNC and the PNM, COP and the political symphony. It's a symphony. The TOP, MSG and GSC and the political symphony. It's a symphony. Stop taking it cool.
Don't be played for a fool. They use their race as a tool to divide, conquer, and rule. The race card they always pull.
Lead vocalists have sore throat. Keyboard is playing wrong note in this bang, bang, bang of serial politicians. Their lyrics that rhyming.
Some have no sense of timing.
This bang, bang, bang of parliamentarians. Say people for the powerless, perverting the cause of justice.
Perverting the cause of justice. Our democracy at risk.
When this section called 24, music run to the core. Who arranged this score? It's so impure with the UNC and the PNM and the COP and the political symphony. It's a
Share it up, share it up, share it up.
TOP, MSG and JSC and the political symphony. It's a corruption rebuff. Say enough is enough. The system will always fail.
Once the big fish not making jail.
Integrity.
No morality. The system will always fail. Once the big fish not making jail. You bust where the man face. And you're telling people how the man provoke you. How much provoke he could have provoked you to make you slam a glass in his face that cut his artery and cut his nerve and score the bone? How ignorant, arrogant, violent are you? And what is going on in Ernst & Young? Ernst & Young has become a den of iniquity. Who is in charge there now? Because your tax partner in trouble. And he bring the whole firm into Bacchanal, odium, disrepute. You all want to hear those words. They're fancy. Odium and disrepute. Listen. Listen. That their behavior, this is law thing now. This is not for whether or not you have to fire him. This is for when he's going to get charged and awaiting to hear. Because this is attempted murder. You could have killed the man. I understand that when they tried to perform surgery, they couldn't. He was anemic. He lost that much blood. You nearly killed the man. Who in charge of Ernst & Young? Who in charge of Ernst & Young now? What is going on inside of there? Political sex romps. Bacchanal in front of your office. People break up, take your clothes and your key and get away from here. All that madness going on. Ernst & freaking Young. I thought you all were the Vatican. No. You see, karma is a thing, Plenty people don't respect it. But I always tell people, see, I talk straight, You see, when you're stepping on people's toe, make sure your foot in steel-tip boots. Because it must come back and find you. Jackass behavior is jackass behavior. That is a jackass of eminence. He's a complete and total jackass. No parts missing. And he's provoked people. And I'm telling you, because he provoked people I know. Because you and me, brother, you and me, we are friends. And you're lucky. Is a fella like Dolson, you do that too. Because I could have been bleeding. We'd have finished that. And I'm telling you, mano. Because you is the kind of jackass that need to get licks all in the street. People need to see that. It's like when Anil had their face cut. It had shut Anil up for about a decade. And then he come back and then he end up in the parliament. You see, a certain type of anyway, you know what? I ain't gonna dwell, but I'm watching. And I'm watching because that is all kind of charges. And I'm waiting to see what happens if, again, we have one law for one, another law for another. Because the President of the Republic allowed an improperly constituted police service commission to adjudicate on the appointment of a police commissioner in this country, knowing that they couldn't. You had the situation where a casting vote had to be, a tie vote had to be cast, because you didn't properly constitute a police service commission, knowing that millions of dollars were being spent at KPMG to do a stunt. And now, because I say this bold, the woman who sells doubles in Starlight Shopping Plaza, that's where I go to buy doubles. I know her name wasn't down for commissioner. But if Julal, what's his name, could get nominated, could get picked, and he wasn't down either, my doubles lady could get called. My doubles lady could get called, and she should get called, because I think she will do a better job. She's selling doubles. She ain't looking to get doubles and roti free from anybody. And this is straight up talk. You're living in a country where there's nastiness and scandalness right through. They're playing all kind of games. Watch how they dig out. They dig a grave for me. And all them mocking pretenders going and fall in it. You see that judgment today? I had tell Candice Barrett and Kirk Bengoshe. Candice Barrett of Devish Maraj and Company. She have a file fat so, you know. And I tell Kirk Bengoshe, hold on your hand. Let me see what's going on. Kirk Bengoshe have a Tina Chambers. Candice Barrett of Devish Maraj and Company Limited. Those are my lawyers. And I want to tell you something. All those people that attacked me, that spread that filth, all of that nonsense, that litany, this fellow J. Sanfroy Lacroix, 3 tons of fun, Catherine Stallmeyer White, her daughter Sophie White alias Sophie KMW, Dane Wilson, brother, Enchant Corn Beef Mount Ishmael are coming for all of y'all now, because they say you can't do people that on Facebook. No, I don't do that shit. when I put information out in the public space, it's fact. When I told you that last night, Hannes cut Dolsing's face. You can't question that. You could try and hush it up. You could try and quiet it down. When I talk about Phelps Con and trying to get a national quarries contract, I get that information from Pierre Paul Phelps. When Pierre Paul Phelps and Asha Javid had break up, and Asha Javid was pregnant with his child, I don't put bullshit information in the public space like UNC sent Marcia Braveboy to say. Colm Imbert paying me to work Obe and she. What kind of madness I to deal with? And this next jackass taxi drivers, he say he turned millionaire, who make money from Ganga Singh. He name calling Ganga Singh thing, how meeting and passing money over fence and all kind of shit. I don't interfere with all you. Why when all you discover this live video feature, the first name always want to call is mine. And all you have all kind of cocoa getting wet. Come now, man. I'm still waiting and I'm still sticking pins. I ask today, Kamala, call off your mad people. Is your mad people, was the woman from HDC? Who, Jerlene John could tell all about that taxi driver, and I have all that info. I go, wait, I want to see if he call my name again. Because I'm telling you this, you know, I ain't playing stupid games anymore. I know they have one plan. Shut Philip up at all costs. Everybody, I see Fuad Khan put on Rasta wig and shades to come and play he making video. All of these people trying to stunt now because they understand Trinidadians fed up of normal bullshit. They want straight talk. But you're coming to play, you get straight talking, and you're zigging in. You're coming all out. Come straight. Come straight. Don't bullshit people. People bullshit tolerance done. Again, they went behind NACTA again. And NACTA tell them today. You see what come out in the news there today? I mean, they're trying to hide these things there. They're burying this shit. NACTA come out today, and I tell you. An opinion survey conducted by the North American Caribbean Teachers Association, NACTA, over the past weeks found overwhelming support for Paula May Weeks as president, but widespread disenchantment with the government, whose popularity has dipped due to the crime wave, worsening socioeconomic conditions, corruption, and poor governance. The government's saving grace, and I have told you all this for a year, the PNM government's saving grace is that the people do not view the opposition UNC under no circumstances as a viable alternative. I highlighted this piece because I know Newsday, Express, and Guardian, CNNG, TV6, CNC3, I know they're choking on this, you know. It's gagging them like a horse pill because they're afraid to type the letters PEP. But you will type it one day, you know. Even if it is the night of the election results, you will type PEP. Trust me when I tell you, you're going to be writing Progressive Empowerment Party. If it's not today, it will be when it catch up with all them, but slow your roll. A large percentage of respondents express preference for a third force, saying both major parties have failed them. The poll conducted by Vishnu Bishram interviewed 450 respondents to reflect the demographics of the population. A couple Indian, couple African, couple Chinese, 2 rich Syrian, 1 poor Syrian, some white people who was looking to go Maracas Beach. This is the bullshit of Trinidad and Tobago. You have to know all the demographics. When you're making an ad, you have to make sure the Ganges meet the Nile. Because if you're playing a tenapana, Tassa better be coming down the road because you're racist and all this bullshit, but forget that. Asked if they approve of the performance of the government, 27% said yes, with 59% disapproving and 14% not offering an opinion because they don't want to lose their CPAP work. As I told Fazil Muhammad live on Massa Media, nobody in this country like that jackass. Nobody. Even Sharon. You all ever watch how Sharon Rowley faces look? When she stand up with Keith Rowley, you ever watch her face? She's remind me of Donald Trump's wife, only worse. Because at least Donald Trump's wife could pretend. Sharon looked like she just always ready to take off her shoes and run. Seriously, that jackass, Keith Christopher Mugabe Sabga Rowley, the first black Syrian, the death of the PNM. Listen, you can't tell me you don't feel the same way. Because if you don't feel the same way, you lie. He sent a stunting Rasta monkey into Laventille to tell the people of Laventille, forget the fact that you have no job, forget the fact that you have no sidewalk, forget that you have no road, you have no water, you have no street light, forget the fact that you have no hope. I'm going and build a pool. Pool will solve your problem. Distract and fool politics for poor people. But what going on now is poor people not stupid anymore. And Fitzy, if I was you, man to man, don't stand up near that pool. If they fill it, they might drown your ass in your pool. People vex. You fail them in Laventille East, and you come to fail them in Laventille West. And people vex. You know why? Because this country had money to make Dubai blush. It could have made Abu Dhabi shame. The United Arab Emirates would have to curtsy. That's Trinidad passing. We had money. I asked today, who sets the value of our dollar? Why is our dollar 1/7 to a US when we've exported trillions of dollars to them and have barely imported billions? Why the imbalance? Who sets that? Who sets that? Trinidad dollar should be higher than US. They buy more from us than we buy from them. And nobody asking those questions. And Jawala, I see you still talking, and I know you're watching my video. Jawala Rambaran, former central bank governor. I want to ask you to come straight with the country. Simple English. How does a nation that exports more than it imports have an imbalance in the value of its currency? How is that possible? Is it a stunt so that they buy our oil and then sell us crap? They buy our oil for cheap and sell us crap for expensive, like what Columbus did with the natives. Land, throw some shiny thing on the ground, distract them and thief the island. Like that. Because I feel that's what's going on. And we need to confront even that. There is nothing, not even the value of the freaking dollar in your pocket. Nothing in this country works. Nothing. Nothing works. Tonight, I have been told by a good source that Maxi Coffee is dead. I put R.I.P. Maxi Coffee. Rest in peace. I know you well. I knew you well. You were my editor in the Mirror. We had some interesting conversations. I didn't like the PNM Maxi Coffee. I liked the Maxi Coffee when his ass was dragging. The Maxi Coffee, who was catching his ass to pay his mortgage, was a decent human being. The Maxi Coffee that got into power with Keith Christopher Mugabe, Sabga Rowley, that Maxi Coffee was a jackass. But rest in peace, brother. Rest in peace. If the government doesn't tell you Maxi dead, they lie. And if they tell you Maxi alive, don't take that. Tell them we want proof. Like Thomas, I want to put my hands in the holes in your hand. I want to touch the cut on your side. Give me a video. Show me a picture of Maxi smiling with a Guardian with today's date. Show me that. Because nothing you'll say, I believe. Nothing. There is nothing coming out of that government that I believe, that I support, that I think is of any value to this country. I know that Insurance Act that come, run and pass is because we, the Progressive Empowerment Party, are talking about regulating the financial sector. But that is a SOP. You will deal with the banks. You will regulate credit. You will regulate deposits interest. You will regulate fees. You will make sure banks provide toilets for its customers and seating for its elders. You will ensure those things. You will open the market to competition. I had to tell the people line up in Scotiabank today. The man in front of the line say, Philip, why are you making so much noise in your videos? I said, because I'm vexed. You're not vexed. He said, I'm vexed. I said, how long are you in this line? He said, about an hour. I said, if the market was open just for regulating the financial sector, if the market was open and they had 20 foreign banks here competing with these 3 stunting banks, you don't think they would have been doing all kind of things to make sure you're happy and keep you? You don't think so? You think you would have been a line for an hour if there was competition for your business? You think so? The government is at fault. This government and the last government that take their handouts and the paybacks from the Bankers Association to shut up and toe the line. This is how this country works. Special interests have destroyed this country. Political parties come to you for your vote and then take that vote and cut your throat. That's Trinidad and Tobago. That is Trinidad and Tobago. Neil Mohammed, I see that you're here. That starting 5-minute countdown for the live video. I want us to debut that this week. Neil Mohammed is the guy in charge of that. Let's talk about Lavantil. Before Pool, Lavantil needed jobs. Before Pool, Lavantil needed the government to launch a jobs program like the Progressive Empowerment Party has a jobs program. And we say, when we get into government, no citizen left behind. Everybody must be able to get a job. Everybody must be able to get a job, open the market, open the country. There are companies from outside trying to come here to this country to set up business that are being blocked. Because if they set up business, all of these slave wage paying companies will go out of business. They will go out of business. If Walmart open in Trinidad today, Massey closed down tomorrow. Hear what I'm telling you? If you let Miller Bay and Coors Bay, Budweiser land in Trinidad, dollar for dollar with carrot, Sabga gone out of business. All of these little small, big fish and small pond stunting artists that you feel is business, let real competition come into the country. And I want to tell you something. A Progressive Empowerment Party government will light this place up. We will open the doors to everybody. We will open the doors to everybody. Guinness and Heineken must brew here again. We will make sure that that is possible. The reality of the situation, do you know that Johnny Walker Black lands on the port as cheap as rum? Do you know that we have onerous taxes and duties to protect what is now Guyanese rum? Because we don't grow sugar, so we don't make rum stocks anymore, and we're not blending rum in Trinidad. That is Guyanese rum we're sharing. Guyanese rum. So now, all of our protections that was for a Trinidad sugar industry and a Trinidad rum industry has no purpose anymore, and it should be, they should cancel it. Let Scotch and rum come from the world over. Angostura have one job now, you know, bitters. One job, bitters. Angostura not in the rum business anymore, but they don't know how to tell you that. So they have these little advertising agencies, have these little white girls getting wet in wet t-shirts to show you the nipples and say, when it pours, you rain. That is how you're selling rum to these little children now. But you're selling them shit. This is not Trinidad rum. White Oak is not Trinidad rum. VAT 19 is not Trinidad rum. Black Label, all of that they're selling you is Guyanese rum. And nobody telling you. Because when last you see sugar grow in Trinidad? When last? But they're fooling you. The spirit of Trinidad growing in Guyana. Angostura have one job, bitters. Bitters. And bitters could be a massive industry. And lemon, lime and bitters and spin-offs of lemon, lime and bitters could be a massive industry. But rum, we out of the rum business. There's a dead man walking. And they know that. They know that. They know it's over. They're going to face it a couple of years down the road. You will see if the newspaper's still around. A front page story. Mark Bus. Angostura lost $280 million. But thank God they're part of a bailout from Clico. So it's $280 million taxpayer dollars. You taking jam for your own rum. And I'm telling you all of this because you need to know what is going on in your country. Your country is deliberately set up to fail. It is corralled by a select few who are using your money against you. And you need to undo that. You need to get to a position where you live in a country that works. The Judicial and Legal Service Commission couldn't appoint judges. The Police Service Commission can't appoint a commissioner. What is it going to take for you all to wake up and realize nothing works in this country? All the names, all the titles, all the blue lights, all the stunting positions aside, fire all. Fire all. I watched Gordon Brown in the United Kingdom driving to Buckingham Palace, police outriders, 3 vehicles with him and the big stretch limousine. He drive in, they stop all the traffic, drive him in on his last day as Prime Minister. Coming back out in his own car, with his indicator on. Just so. Manning woke up in La Fantasy and went home to Brian's Gate, a townhouse the size of the toilet he built. And I'm telling you, because I was in the Prime Minister's residence, and I couldn't believe the size of the toilets. The toilets bigger than Westmall toilets. I don't know what they was building. But when you have stupid money and nobody to check his Trini money, and Trini, where the Trini is? Drinking Guyanese rum, paddling in Fitzgerald Hines pool. That's where Trini is. We distract them, we drunken them, we fool them. Bend down and touch your toe, wind back, wind front, soca kingdom, oh God, oh. But your country getting raped. And 3 months down the road, you lost your work. You can't connect it to what's going on today. And there's a little dark period in your memory. You can't recollect because you was drunk. And you were bent over. And you was taking iron, no problem. But now that you're jobless, was your situation. And you're owing Island Finance for the costume. Look there. And talk it. When they sent John Rahal to close Carney Limited, they said Carney was costing the country $500 million a year in subsidies, and it wasn't feasible. But CPEP and URP cost the country $1 billion a year for less. At least out of Carney, we got sugar and rum. CPEP constantly endeavoring to paint everything possible. That's where you're spending $1 billion because you don't have a clue or an idea how to repurpose idle labor. You know that you've accepted food importer money, so you can't plant food. You can't put them same people to go and plant Baji and Bodhi and Baigan. So paint all them stone on the side of the road white. And the country going down the toilet. The literal definition of a shithole. When the Queen left, go downtown and see the buildings that's still standing. When they had the rash of fires, insurance fires, fires that burn things down and close insurance companies down, go and see the buildings that's still there. The Queen built them buildings. Go and see. Go and see what's still standing there. All the crap they have appended to the railway station that they call in Citygate. They may build that, they may inherit that. Central Bank Tower across the road from actual Central Bank. When Central Bank Twin Towers eventually fall in the sea, that edifice, Central Bank, will still be standing there. Proud and strong. They don't build shit. And I'm using this to make a point. Because Wallerfield Road was built in the 40s. Wallerfield Road. And it's still better than anything Sammy and Kusals and the rest of these overnight billionaires has been building in Trinidad and Tobago. 1.5 inch tar. We paving over leaking pipe. We don't care. We coming back and pave over again and charge it 3 times for one pave. So it's no problem. But go and drive on Wallerfield Road. That there since the 40s. And tell me, go down Shagaramas. Still, all the shit they're doing in Shagaramas, still. Go and see. Go and see. And we have to talk these things out. We have to put it in the public space. You can no longer frame your political reference in terms of PNM and UNC if your life is shit, your country is shit, your prospects are shit, and we're going nowhere. We're going nowhere. There are people who are going to come and tell you lies, properly enunciated. They're going to give you the Queen's English to enslave you, to rob and rape you, like they've been doing. I asked this morning, and I put up a post today, and I asked because, and I want to read, Kathal Healy Singh wrote an article today as well. But this is what I asked this morning. When the Queen left, we had the highest standard of education in the Western Hemisphere. The most productive oil refinery in the world and a booming sugar industry. We had roads, healthcare, proper schools, and a railway. Listen, every school that works, we inherited. All the presentations and the Fatimas and the Holy Names and the St. Joseph's and the St. Mary's, none of them Eric Williams built. None of them is part of any P&M bullshit education. You see that junior secondary failed attempt at trying to use people's education needs for some socialist experiment to enslave minds and give them a copybook calling Eric Williams the father of the nation. Nonsense. That is not an education system. The education system that we had prior to Eric Williams' bullshit used to see Trinidadians leaving here in Form 3 and going to America and Canada and skipping 2 years. We were that good. Don't forget Naparima. When the Queen left, we had the highest standard of education in the Western Hemisphere, the most productive oil refinery in the world. Do you know that we've spent so many billions on this same oil refinery only to make it worse? Our last upgrade is going to be costing us millions of dollars that coming due this year. Bonds that due and payments that due this year. We spend billions of dollars maintaining Petrotrin right now. The gas to liquids plant, that was just an overt rape. That was just, you know what? Let me organize ourselves. We is the P&M. We could do what we like. They stupid, they drunk, they paddling in Fitzgerald Pool. Let me just take their ass. $3 billion. They actually bought a plant that when it was broken down, the best estimate of it was $25 million. We spent $3 billion. Malcolm Jones, rest in peace. Kiss my half-red ass with that. Malcolm Jones, I hope the screams of those who are living the horror and the torture of this broken, failed narco state, I hope it rings in your ears forever. You and your partner in crime, Patrick Manning. When the Queen left, we had the highest standard of education in the Western Hemisphere, the most productive oil refinery in the world, and a booming sugar industry. We had roads, healthcare, proper schools, and a railway. $3 trillion later, that's $3,000 billion later, and 55 years have passed. We are a failed nation and a narco state. We are the most corrupt nation on earth, leading all others in murder, drug addiction, and mental illness. What the hell happened? Our entire infrastructure is crumbling. Our agriculture sector has collapsed. The energy sector is barely holding it together. Our schools are dens of violence and illiteracy. Our healthcare is an abomination. National security is a joke. Nothing in this country works. Nothing. 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 You cannot pick a government or state entity or organization in this country. You cannot find one that works. We've connected Trinidad and Tobago for 150 years. And for 148 of those 150 years, we've been bridging the two islands by a ferry. And in the past 2 years, that's collapsed to the point where there are people who are still trying to get home this week that have been trying since last week Monday. Now you tell me tonight, frame that argument for me, give me that P&M UNC bullshit, while mothers and children and businessmen and people who trying to hold it together are made to go through such dehumanizing abuse, courtesy of the state that taxes them mercilessly, takes their share of their inheritance as part and heirs to the third wealthiest nation in the Western Hemisphere, that steals their money and treats them like dirt, like dogs. In fact, dog better than you now. $3 million get earmarked to build a dog pound in San Fernando. Dog better than you. Dog better than you. How could people be waiting 5 days to get to Tobago? How? How is that remotely acceptable? And to the PNM and the UNC, to Justin Phelps, Daryl Duku, Corn Beef Man, and now the Seer Man and the Obia Woman, how could the conversation be me? How could I be the conversation when people are literally dying in Trinidad and Tobago, dying from murder, dying from failed healthcare? And what is shameful, Phelps and Margaret Rose form an organization together, some foundation. And Margaret Rose's brother, Margaret Rose, who was Rowley lawyer, Margaret Rose's brother died, a victim of our failed healthcare sector. May he rest in peace. How could any of this be acceptable? Tell me. Because I want to stop, and I want to stop. I feel like I am literally barking at the moon. I am looking at people still. They don't care. Their ass on fire. They don't know their ass on fire. They feel the heat yet. So they're still partying. I'm looking at them and I'm wondering, what? I have to ask people. A man tell me today, we're not a failed state. Brother, what is a failed state? Nothing works. Nothing in Trinidad and Tobago works. Right now, if they're trying to break in your house to kill you, right now, and you pick up the phone to call the police, you're lucky if somebody on the next line answer. Right now. Do you have to wait till then? Do you have to wait to be a victim of an accident or some violent crime and you or some relative bleeding, waiting in an ambulance or get in an ambulance and reach a hospital and the hospital doors close or they can't take you because they ram out and people can't get in? But we're spending $5 billion this year. We spent $55 billion in the last 10 years on that health sector. Where that money gone? Where that money gone? Buying Rolls Royce, buying Ferrari. When I see a video, park up outside Hyatt, and I say, look with money. Look with money. A bunch of contractors, you know, building pavement and slipper drain, are billionaires, and talking to one another in wedding. Like they invent freaking cure for this and solve that. All they know how to do is one for me and one for friggin' you. It's $50,000 to pave it. We will charge $5 million. Where you want your half? Where you want your half? Nothing in Trinidad and Tobago works. Not even the offices that are responsible to prevent that rape and theft from happening. And if it does happen, there is nobody in this country to go back and ask for it. But I am telling you, we will ask. Put the Progressive Empowerment Party in government. We will ask, where did this money come from? How did you move from a nothing, from your ass dragging, from one backhoe, from bouncing check all over Trinidad? How did you move from there to billionaire status in 5 years? How? How did you get here? Show us the magic. Because if the magic don't make sense, if it is criminal enrichment, we are coming for the money back. And we're going to prosecute you. And you could have buy a house in Miami and Liechtenstein and London. We're coming for you. We come in. We come in. The Progressive Empowerment Party is going to empty the Western Hemisphere of forensic accountants. We are going to spend, we're going to spend small money to bring back we money. A telegraphing for you. We are going to empty the Western world of forensic accountants and investigators. We are going to find all of our money. Every single piece of that bandit food chain. Who in what public office, who in what political position, who in what chamber of commerce company. We want to find the entire puzzle. They have people who are very good at this. And they come back and they tell you, these are the principal players, and we're talking about $3 billion. We want back all, and we want justice. A progressive empowerment party government promises you that. That is why we don't want no big shot money. I don't know if your money clean, brother. And if you put your money in the party, look away. Put that money for country. Don't put that money with strings, because I have a scissors. We don't want your money if you want strings attached. If you want to know you will be the front of the line when contract sharing. No. The Progressive Empowerment Party is here to save the country. And if we have to limp into government on small money, we will do that. We are here to serve the people. We are not here to feather our nests. We're not here to get rich and drive fancy car and get blue lights and stunt for little girls in Hyatt. We're not here for that. We're not here for that. And that has gone on for 55 years. What has passed as government in this country has been nothing but a crime. Nothing but a crime. This prime minister is a jackass. The last prime minister was a jackass. She replaced a jackass who replaced a jackass. Nothing in this country works. And if you find something, I will eat my words. But nothing works. Nothing. Don't tell me what she built. Don't tell me what he built. I don't want to hear about that. I want to hear why the police service does not work. Why the healthcare sector does not work. Why the education sector does not work. Why we import 95% of everything we eat. This is a country that up to the 70s was a net food exporter. We had the highest standard of education in the Western world. What the hell happened? What happened? What happened? Eric Williams. And Eric Williams trained the rest of them. This is how you advantage Trinidad. Divide and rule and take advantage. That is what happened. PNM, ULF, DAC, UNC, PNM, NAR, UNC. That shit, that musical chairs of failed politicians, of crooked, corrupt bandits, that is what happened to our $3 trillion and our 55 years. That's what happened. Everything in this country is crumbling. There are businesses right now that praying for a fire to collect insurance because they can't get foreign exchange to put goods on the shelf. Never mind the fact that there are companies in this country importing alcohol and are opening branches here, there, and everywhere and stocking the shelves with hundreds of millions of dollars of imported alcohol while medicine is hard to find. This is a country where to get farmland and assistance to grow food is difficult, but to get a government contract inflated, that is easy. To skip the line when they put money in the vote, to get the permanent secretary to sign off on it, that is the madness of Trinidad and Tobago. And we need to undo it, and we need to redo it to functionality. There are 1.3 million people in this country, and it is unfair what has been done to them. It is unfair what has been done to all the people that I know who had to lock up, pack up, and ship out. It is unfair to them. They had to leave their home. Sufferation get too bad. They had to leave their home. It get too dangerous. They tired watch the children hungry. Mother and father went up in the States and mop white people hospital, and I'm saying it so. And drive taxi and build a life. Build a life. And what breaks my heart is those are the people first in line want to build back Trinidad and Tobago. The foreign-based Trinis never stop looking here. They never stop. They want a better Trinidad and Tobago. They have people who take their vacation now to come and help us. Huh? Working hard in Uncle Sam land and in England and in Australia. We have help coming from China. How is any of this acceptable? How? How? When the Queen was here, you could have jumped on a tram around the Queen's Park Savannah and go downtown. When the Queen was here on a Sunday evening, all of the families would go downtown, window shopping, when the Queen was here. Where we are today. Sun start to set, you're scrambling your children. Where we are. Where we are today. Crime happen, you don't have to report it. You don't have to take the lash. Or you have to go and let them come and put black dust all over your house for you to run them down and ask them. I mean, things like restraining order don't get enforced in this country. So what's that? Excuses. We get excuses. This is why. Well, you know, it's Trinidad. And you know, it's Trinidad. All of we telling one another that. But we is Trinidad. So how could all of us accept this madness? And our country earns billions of dollars every year. We are still cash rich. This stunting jackass, this Dwayne in the Ministry of Finance called Imbert, telling you he can't pay bills. Ask him why. Ask him where the money going. Ask him what they're paying off. Ask him what bills have come due. Which of the stunts, all of the rape and the robbery in this country, where's the bulk of our money? Where is it? When you make a $62 billion budget and you can't mind 1 million people, where that money going? Where that money going? We will find out. We will find out. National Insurance Board have Apsara defending the madness of National Insurance Board letting Apsara $41 million 10 years ago. When I bust that mark, people thought it happened last week, you know. When I bust the mark about Pitch Lake, nobody else ever asked that question. When I talk about Superfast Galatia, it opened up this whole thing about the boat, you know. But when I bust the mark about Clico, how does a company have the entire value of its paid up share capital disappear? And the supervisor of insurance, the central bank governor, and the minister of finance don't know. How does that happen? How does Clico, worth $25 billion, need $25 billion? When a business goes into trouble, it's because its credit has been used up and it's now in its overdraft and it needs more money. So you're worth $25 billion, chances are you're $5 billion in debt. How did Clico end up $25 billion in debt? How did the PNM and the UNC agree to give Lawrence Dupree and his clan a $25 billion loan? And why was that loan interest-free? This country could have taken the $25 billion that we bailed out Clico and just pay off all of the depositors and say, look, call it a day. Let that fail. That's what we should have done. We've spent $25 billion that could have earned us $20 billion in interest. We've lost $45 billion to date. And nobody has been held to account. Not one single person. We laugh at Gita Sakal, who threw a $25 million check in a desk drawer. She said one day I will cash it. She gave herself a $25 million check. Why? Because she was watching people take 200 and 300 million and go. Because they knew we is the PNM and we is the UNC. So if it collapsed, they might have come and pick it up. They might have come and pick it up. They literally looted the treasury from the inside. How was that allowed to happen? How did the National Insurance Board, that is taking national insurance contributions from poor people in $40 and $50 and $100, how do you take that money and give $41 million to Apsara interest-free? 10 years. How do you do that? Where's your conscience? What keeps you, how do you sleep at night? How? And the people from Apsara defending it. And when they got the 37 million, Apsara was worth $20 million. And that was, to me, an inflated valuation. Because if you go and see that little property on the corner, wrong the Savannah, it can't be worth more than that. 20 million, you give them 41, interest-free. Interest-free. And now, all that bullshit went on, national insurance, tottering. So all the people that you made a contract with, I will deduct money from you now, and when you retire, you will get that money back. You can't pay that bill. So now, the state have to find money to bail out the National Insurance Board that bailed out Tamnakta and Apsara. So little 1%ers can go and boogie in Siam. A discotheque they open inside the building. But left to me, I'd tell all them poor people, go to Tamnakta and order food. Go and party in Siam. You pay for that. The whole of Trinidad tonight supposed to be inside Hilton splashing. You pay for that pool. You see, and all of that you know is sarcasm. You know it's sarcasm. But we can't reach to this point and not unite ourselves as one people to get rid of all of this that has broken this country. We can't. We can't allow ourselves, not one more day, not one more month. We can't. We deserve better. Self-respect would tell you, you deserve better. This country deserves better. The people of this country deserves better. White, black, brown, green, every shade in between. This ain't nigger and coolie politics. This is all of the people of Trinidad and Tobago who have been gathered up, corralled and raped by two political fronts of what Pandey used to call a parasitic oligarchy, led by who Patrick Manning called Mr. Big. Mr. Big summoned Manning's ass to Westmoreland and fired him. And we still taking all of that. We still taking all of that. I have said before, people ask me, there are people who are coming back from foreign, who want to come back. There are people who want to leave Trinidad. And everybody asking me my advice. Should we come? Should we stay? Should we go? I always respond this way. The Progressive Empowerment Party is made up of some very competent, devoted patriots who will fix this country. We are putting everything on the line. We have organized the best political organization in this country right now. Plans, programs, and policies that have the other parties scrambling to copy and paste. The Progressive Empowerment Party is going to make itself available to serve at the next general election, whenever it's called. If Maxi Coffee is indeed dead, our next public meeting is on the 10th of March. We already planned it in La Hoqueta Talparo. We are already going to be on the ground. It is our plan to contest any by-election, any local government election, any general election called. The Progressive Empowerment Party is here to form a government. But I also tell them this, and I want you to hear me, and you can quote me. They can copy this and rebroadcast it. If the PEP does not win, I am leaving. I am taking my family and go. Right now, the country barely survivable. And next term of either PNM or UNC, can't make that. Country won't survive. It'll burn, I'm telling you, it'll collapse. It can't survive. We'll end up in a crisis. Straight up, plain talk. We'll end up in a crisis. 3 more years of this PNN is already a burden too hard to contemplate. We need an election. We need an election, legal, lawful. We need a democratic election. We need people from outside come and supervise the election, because to be honest, after the EBC stunt with the extra hour, I don't trust them. I don't trust them. So we need people from overseas to come and supervise and make sure that our elections are done free and fair. We need that. We need a government to come to power to clean up the police service that brings in the New York City Internal Affairs Department to identify all the rogues and the corrupt and the criminal within the police service, separate them, suspend them, investigate them, remove them from service, leaving a properly functioning, law-abiding, hard-working police service and rebuild from there. You need a government, a PEP government, that will take the army that training forever for nothing and repurpose them to homeland security. You need a government that will shut down this nation's borders, maritime security wall that will protect the entire nation, stop the flow of guns and drugs and illegal currency into this country, human trafficking. You have a Minister of National Security who told the nation a year and 2 weeks ago that 57 people have been trafficked, but he never said where, to whom, what is being done to bring them back. Nothing. Not a single word since. Sabga News Network and Massy Media asked him a single question. Not a single question. Mr. Minister, following up, last year you spoke about 57 people who were stolen, kidnapped, bound, gagged, shipped out of Trinidad and Tobago. What happened to them? You don't answer. Because this is not a real country. Right now, under the PNM, this is not a real country. In a real country, the media would be camping outside his door until he answers. But this is not a real country, and that is not real media. All of this is make-believe. In a country broken by design, deliberate so that you can be slaves to spend and work. That is your job. Consume and labor. That's what I want you to be. They're organizing you into that. Read Animal Farm. Every single day, they push you closer to each other, corralling you, robbing you of any opportunity to own a share of your country. They're stealing your patrimony. Trinidad and Tobago. You need a government that right-sizes the police service, creates homeland security, puts the Coast Guard to proper functional work with a maritime security wall, unstuffs the containers on the ports and ends the guns coming into the country. You need a government that will set aside $30 million to go after the $60 million if Rowley's count was wrong. Go after the illegal guns. Create a gun squad. Give them $1,000 per gun. Live on national TV. You know we own AVM and they have no plan for AVM. 24/7, a smelter. As you bring them guns, look at $1,000. Drop it. Then we see it melt. We must have a government that fixes education system, zones the schools, abolishes the SCA, makes all schools 10-year schools. Apply a GPA for every student so that you can track the performance of all children and all teachers and all principals. You need a government that decentralizes the processing and the production and the distribution of water so that all 41 constituencies can have their first ever chance at water for all at the same time. Imagine 41 separate companies, not one WASA. 41 separate companies responsible for processing and distributing just in their constituency. Microprocessing plants, water makers. It exists in the world. You know that? You know that? In New York City, 10 years now, they lift up one manhole here, and they lift up a next manhole a mile down the road. And they unroll through the lines below, through the manhole, they unroll some kind of roll of film that they unroll it through the sewer, and then they send compressed air, and they blow it up. So now it blows up open to the pipe inside and sends silicone down between the pipe and that film, and it hardens, and all of a sudden you solve and fix all the leaks all at one time. You don't dig up a single road. Google it. Don't check it. You won't believe. That exists in the world. You know, government that's progressive, that's empowering, that informs, that educates, that tells you these are your rights. This is what you should have had. We need to go back to the Constitution and undo and redo. When you walk into a bank, they must open the door for you. Hello, good day, sir. Can I help? Good day, ma'am. When you go into the hospital, same thing. When you go into the grocery, if the food's not, we will control the price of food through farming, through a proper marketing plan. that vests all of the fertile agricultural land in a marketing company that makes it available to farmers and grows crops based on consumption data and buys those crops back from the farmer have one work: grow and harvest. Grow and harvest. Our job, we will take it. Local, in every constituency, central markets, everybody get a third. Watch and see. Price of all food will drop. Healthcare, first world healthcare. 41 decentralized accident and emergency centers complete with minor surgery suite that could stabilize shock, stroke, heart attack, gunshot, chop. What accident? Whatever could bring you to an emergency room, they have the ability to treat or stabilize and get you to a bigger hospital if they can handle it. But you will have a system where there will be ambulances deployed at every fire station and police station. So an ambulance is always 3 to 7 minutes away from you, connected by one master GPS monitoring station controlled by the National Operations Center. All of a sudden, the country starts to work. The people start to get value for their tax money, and they don't mind paying it. They don't mind paying it. You know a country where the garbage man gets a good salary. You know a country where the teacher, the farmer, and the police officers are paid well, treated with respect. Those three professions carry this nation, and we treat them with scant courtesy and disrespect. And under a progressive empowerment party government, people will be proud to say, I am a police officer, or I am a teacher, or I am a farmer. This is where we need to get to. You can have these things. You could vote yourself a better country. You can have a better nation. You could vote yourself a first world country. You could vote yourself a proper Trinidad and Tobago. You just have to want it. Step one is those two mocking pretenders, those bandit clans, the PNM and the UNC, what they represent. You need to vote them out of office. Step one is to choose wisely, to make sure the next government you vote into office is a government that understands how to serve you.
Your vote will decide our destiny. Your vote will decide what you want to be. Your vote can protect our country's fate. One use it well before it's too late. If it is that who you're voting, fail beyond a doubt.
When you're voting,
Vote them out. Vote them out. If it is the proven
to be only full of out. When you're voting,
vote them out.
vote them out.
If it is the time it's now that
Change must come about. Just as how you vote them in, vote them out. Vote the PNM out. Vote the UNC out. Vote Suraj Rambachan out. Vote Fitzgerald Hines out. Vote all of these mocking pretenders out. Vote them out. Vote them out. Let's put our country together again.
them out of power.
Terminate their reign.
Let's put our country together again.
A nation where nothing works. A blessed country where food grows without assistance. We are outside of the hurricane belt, but we don't control the marine industry. We're not into shipping turnaround. We don't have cruise ship tourism. We have the best wonders of the world right here in Trinidad and Tobago. And we don't exploit them to our value, to the value of our people, but we're looking to sell them to 1%ers, hiding behind political parties and robbing you.
If for 30 years
You're voting them in.
and his own returns, as soon as they win,
Man still here a 2-pound bag with 10 pounds of potential. I love that, and I'm stealing that, Mr. Salandi. Promising your roads and giving your potholes. Come on, man.
if they are the reason why the economy would sprout,
When you're voting,
vote them out.
vote them out.
If it is the passing laws that them alone can flout,
When you're voting,
vote them out.
vote them out.
If it is the building eyesores,
East, west, north, and south. Just as how you vote them in, vote them out.
register and vote them out. Totally vote them out. State your finger and
Vote them out.
rescue the country
them out.
Put them out with tempo. They happy in pain. Let's put our country together again.
One people under one flag. Unite the races. Unite the people. United and strong. One people under one flag. Stand up against the madness that has been passed off as government in this country. We've never had a good government. Not once. Not ever. They've all used the opportunity to take advantage of the people, to feather their own nest, to reward friends, family, and finances. All of them leave office millionaires. Where were money gone? How did you end up with that money? We need to fix Trinidad and Tobago. One people under one flag. Unite yourselves. Get ready.
If their policy is a policy, bureaucracy, a catastrophe, if they cannot cope,
and you see it so, then your only hope is for them to vote.
If it is fabrication, these statements that they spout,
When you're voting,
vote them out, vote them out. If it is the frustration that's make you want to shout,
when you're voting,
vote them out.
vote them out.
Before they misuse out, thief out, sell out,
Misuse out, thief out, sell out, and digs out. Like the plan. If it's you that vote them in, vote them out. You realize how to clean up your mess? Clean up your mess. All who was red and ready, apologize. Clean up your mess. All who was yellow and steady, apologize. Clean up your mess. Listen, we all make mistakes. There was never an option before. You have an option now. This party is your party. Come and join. Come and sign up. Come and get involved. Come and serve. Finance it. Help us raise money. However you can help build your party. This is the rescue rowing to save Trinidad and Tobago. We are building this right now and we need you and everybody like you on board. Don't be distracted by the bullshit of the bought and paid talking heads that are being paid by the PNM and the UNC to add misinformation in the public space. Stay focused. Stay focused. Nothing works in this country, but we could fix it. There is a plan, a program, and a policy for everything.
People must come first.
People must come first.
Citizens by right.
Citizens by right.
None of we are worse.
None of we are worse.
Yellow, black, or
Yellow,
white.
black, or white. Food, shelter, and clothes. Free movement and speech. A garden that grows, and one law for each.
If it is that injustice is what they always show, when you're voting, vote them out.
Vote them out.
If it is that avarice is all they seem to know,
When you're voting,
vote them out.
vote them out.
If it is their politics,
It's just a puppy show. When election day come, all bandits must go.
register and
Vote them out.
if they don't see,
Vote them out.
say no finger and
Vote them out.
show them no mercy.
Vote them out.
Vote them out with total scorn.
And utter this day.
Let's put our country together again.
This Thursday at 11 o'clock, our National Security Advisory Team of Dilworth Braffett and Richard Blaze will be live on air at 11 a.m. with Robert Amar on 104.7. Tune in. You don't want to miss that. They're going to dig down into details and show you how easily we could have always secured this nation and make crime a thing of the past. Tune in at 11 o'clock this Thursday coming. Thursday night is Frontline with Janice Lemon Cricky, Anthony Defoe, PRO and Deputy PRO and guests. I am not sure what they're dealing with this Thursday, but I'm sure it's going to be security or something to do with that as we go into the carnival season. peptrinbago@gmail.com, that is our primary email address. peptrinbago@gmail.com. Send us any requests, any information you want there. Pep app, P-E-P-A-P-P, that is our app. It's available on all the app stores and it is free. It will always be free. Download the app. It gives you instant updates and information. Anything that's going on in the country, you'll be able to get that information ahead of traditional media. Download that PEP app. We will be using it for headline news soon because we get it hotter and hot off the press. PepTT.com, the website, PepTT.com. Like it. We have a YouTube channel. Maya Khan would have been sharing it in the thread. If you've not yet subscribed, if ever we have a problem with Facebook, we will also be broadcasting live on YouTube. So they can't stop the live. They can't stop the show. You need to make sure that you're in the loop all the time. Subscribe to the YouTube so that if Facebook down and you can't find me, 8 o'clock, you know there's going to be a show, go on YouTube and you will see us. This Saturday, we have more training going on. Now, we keep asking for people who want to get involved and serve, especially at the constituency level. If you would like to help be a part of the constituency executive and the constituency team in where you live, let us know. You can reach out to me. You can reach out to Felicia Holder, Vanessa Logan, Lemoy Chen, Dave Lux. Everybody know Dave Lux. Reach out to Dave. Reach out to Shari Wilson. Reach out to Sarah Nabi. Reach out to Lima McLeod Wilkinson. Reach out to Rohan San. Reach out to Debeli Jaikaran. There are a lot of people on the team that are all over the thread. Reach out to all of them. Let us get ready. Let us get ready to be the change this country needs. Ignore the trolls and the mocking pretenders. Those who think that what has passed for government before is somehow something to be proud of. Ignore them. Ignore the racist and the corrupt. Ignore them. Let us unite as one people under one flag. This Saturday, we have training again. The office not open, but we're opening the following Saturday right after Carnival. We'll be closed for Carnival. We're opening this Saturday right after Carnival. So that is the week with Ash Wednesday. I don't know the date. Is that the 7th or the 17th? I apologize for not knowing. I think it might be the 17th of February. We'll be open again to the public. 12 noon. Big, massive. Come out early because these days it's becoming standing room early only. So if you want your chair, come early. Alright? Finally, you know we need help. We need assistance with the finances. And to those of you, we've had a couple of people make some very nice donations. We appreciate it greatly. To all of you, we say thank you. You will get a personalized letter in the mail. But I want to say thank you publicly. And I know some of you want to do it anonymously, but we still appreciate greatly that you're trying. Anybody who would like to assist the party, $100, $200, $500, $1,000, we need it. All of it is used to build the party. You see the amount of work we're doing. We had 13 public meetings last year, 40 Saturday morning meetings in our office. We have these live broadcasts. We do more work on social media than all the other political parties combined. We have a jobs program and a housing program. You are seeing what you get for the money that you put in with this party. Shari Wilson, Satish Ramsaran, they keep the accounts up to date, and for all financial members, you get information at the drop of a hat. If you want to be a part of the change that this country needs, join us. Sign up, get involved, come on board, make a donation in any way that you could help put this country back together. Be a part of this change. One people under one flag. Join the Orange Revolution. The Progressive Empowerment Party is real change. And we plan to be here to serve this country any election they call. Until we see each other again, stay safe, Trinidad and Tobago.